Hey guys, Dr. Josh Axe here along with Jordan Rubin. Today we're going to be talking about the top cancer-killing foods. And I know that, Jordan, this is something that's affected my life directly with my mom battling cancer. I know it's affected you and your life and many family members as well. And so today we're going to be talking about how to naturally beat and fight cancer. So if you want to know the best foods, we'll talk about that here today. And also, hey, if you want to be on mission with us and help teach people how to naturally fight cancer with food, take a minute right now, punch your share button, click your love button, help us spread the word on how to use food as medicine. So Jordan, we know that cancer is affecting millions of people, and I know that this is something you've had a lot of expertise in. Talk to us about cancer, the devastating effects, what's causing it?
Absolutely. Environment is clearly involved when it comes to cancer. We're in a very toxic environment today, and so what we consume that can help us be built up or detoxify us is absolutely critical. Here's the good news. So if you're like me, I've got 5 children hopefully watching right now. So I'm going to give a shout out to Emma, Joshua, Samuel, Alexis, and Isabella. Hopefully she's watching too. And you know what's great about today's program? We're not talking about taking and consuming these foods if you've been diagnosed with cancer, although they're great for you. This is for everyone. I want you to watch this program, share this program, and prioritize these 20 foods. There's 20.
Yeah.
And each of them in their own right help the body fight cancer. You know why? Each and every day we have unhealthy cells growing in our body. Everyone watching has what you would call cancer cells. They're fast growing, fast multiplying cells, but the body's immune system keeps them in check. We need to do that. We need to be loaded with antioxidants. We need to stimulate certain cells of the immune system, and we need to facilitate detoxification. Cancer is an absolute issue in America and around the world, and it's only going to get worse. But those of you who are watching, this information is worth its weight in beyond gold, because gold's worth nothing when you're facing a death sentence. And I know a lot of you watching, in fact, everybody, has been touched by this dreaded disease. Let's together get on mission to share these 20 foods, and they're all pretty simple. Well, a couple of them you have to look for, but they're all available. They're all historically proven, and I encourage you this week to make it a priority to consume, let's say, half of them. Let's consume 10 of these 20 cancer-killing foods this week. Feed them to your children, feed them to your spouse, make meals with them, and get your body ready to fight the disease that we will look back on one day and say, it did not have to take our moms. It didn't have to take our grandparents, our siblings, our kids, and our parents. Too many stories out there of devastation. It's time to end it.
Absolutely. We want to give a shout out to some of you guys that are watching right now. We've got Patricia Piker watching in Hutchinson, Minnesota. Hey Patricia, thanks for joining us here today. We've got Mary Lou, who is in Owasso, Oklahoma. Hey Mary, thanks for joining us here today. Lillian watching from Utah. Elizabeth from California. Christy from River Winfrey, Texas. We've got Debbie in Santa Barbara, California. We've got Martha in Vancouver, Washington. We also have Marlesta watching from Modesto, California. Carol Jean watching from Michigan. Awesome. Hey, thanks guys for watching today. So Jordan, let's dive right in and talk about number 1 here in turmeric. And by the way, we have 20 foods listed up here, foods slash some of them herbs, but we could have gone well beyond that. We'll mention some bonuses at the end. In fact, Jordan sent me a text this morning saying, hey, what do you think about these 20? And I started writing down 5 more, and I'm like, I got to stop myself right now.
All right, we got 1 minute per food maximum, because that's the deal. We want you to get this information fast, so let's challenge ourselves to go back and forth. Turmeric contains curcumin, which is what makes it yellow and orange, but I'm excited about turmerones.
Oh yeah.
Turmerones are great for the brain. Turmeric helps the body by activating your genes. It really activates your genes to fight malignancies. The more turmeric you get, the better. I consume turmeric in my bone broth. I'm now consuming turmeric CO2, but you know what? Make it with teas, infusions, concoctions, decoctions, every which way. Cook with it, use the spice. It's all good. Turmeric is certainly a force to be reckoned with when it comes to cancer.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. Bone broth here, another superfood. Jordan, when my mom was struggling and battling cancer, she consumed a lot of foods on this board, and one thing she did in order to get any type of amino acids was typically the things that she consumed most was bone broth and a little bit of salmon, which we'll talk about later. But bone broth we know is high in the amino acids glycine and proline and hydroxyproline, but specifically glycine supports with liver detoxification. And these are getting proteins that really support your body, your different tissues, your cells, not as much directly the muscle, even more so your ligaments and tendons and even organ tissue. So we know glycine is really, really beneficial, found in bone broth, as well as the potassium levels, and then glucosamine, chondroitin, and hyaluronic acid. All of these have been shown to support the immune system. We know, Jordan mentioned, that if you want to fight cancer, we got to strengthen that immune system. We know bone broth is one of the best foods for doing so.
Absolutely. Number 3, grapes. There was a book years ago that I read, Joanna Brandt, The Grape Cure, and she only ate grapes, the skin, the seed, different kinds of grapes, multiple times a day, and she claimed to have cured cancer. Of course, many people followed, claimed the same thing. I don't believe grapes should be the only thing you consume to fight cancer, boost your immune system, but the seed and the skin of dark-colored grapes and light color contain resveratrol, they contain OPCs, and they contain other powerful compounds that help fight cancer in vitro, which means in a petri dish. But the antioxidants help keep your body's cells functioning well. So dark-colored grapes and other fruits, but particularly grapes. I like muscadine grapes. Jaboticaba is a grape-like berry in Brazil. Dark-colored grapes are really, really good. I love Concord grapes. They're really excellent. Buy grapes with seeds in them because that's where most of the power-packed punch is found. Almost all the OPCs are in seeds. Resveratrol is found in the skin. And there's other compounds in grapes that haven't even been discovered yet.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm going to jump into green tea here, but I want to mention this. If you're just joining us right now, we're talking about the top 20 foods to fight cancer. And as we've talked about, there are millions of people right now struggling with cancer, and they don't know the best foods to be eating. I remember, Jordan, my mom was so overwhelmed, and she didn't even know where to start and what to do. And so take a minute right now, click that share button. Let's let people know how to use food as medicine in fighting cancer, preventing cancer, just in general, how to eat better right now. We appreciate you being on mission with us. Also, hey, let us know your favorite cancer-fighting food. I'm sure there's some we missed. So number 4 here is green tea. Now, green tea contains polyphenols, and these are really powerful. It's a really powerful anti-cancer phytonutrient. So again, polyphenols have been shown in clinical studies to have anti-cancer benefits. Also, there's a compound called EGCG, I think it's epigalactic catechin, which is another form of an antioxidant that's a powerful cancer fighter as well. And Jordan, I think there's even been studies mixing green tea with other things that may be great for fighting cancer.
Absolutely. In fact, chili peppers is one of them. University research shows that in a study of patients with leukemia, the combination of chili peppers and green tea, there's some combo effect, reduced the incidence of cancer and actually brought on remission in 32% of the cases. That's pretty good for just one extract. Chili peppers are great. There's a lot of different kinds you can consume. We were teasing about me consuming a ghost pepper that we grew on our farm, which I did so in a tea. One sip I made it through. But these hot peppers are loaded with vitamin C, but they also have compounds such as capsaicin that reduce inflammation. So peppers are great, and they're a great synergistic complement to some of these others. They work great with turmeric. They work wonderfully with green tea. Every one of these foods were consumed by cultures that have less cancer than we do. In fact, they say that the Japanese can often consume 10 cups of green tea a day. They're small cups, but they're still cups.
Awesome. Well, I got a story here about salmon ceviche. The first time I ever actually went down to South Florida.
How come all these stories involve me and
I
eating?
don't know. They always do. So, but anyways, the first time I ever went, I was in Nashville in my clinic. I flew down and actually met Jordan for the first time in person, and ended up going to his house, and he was drinking. He was on a special diet of doing all green juices, and this salmon that was raw actually in this lemon juice mixture, and this is what he ate all day while I raided his fridge and I ate pretty much everything else that was in there. But again, you had salmon. So Jordan, why were you eating salmon ceviche every single day?
Because you ate all the other food in my refrigerator. So moral of the story is that if Josh is in your house, make sure to go have some salmon ceviche and some green juice. Salmon ceviche, particularly sockeye salmon, is loaded with omega-3 fats, EPA and DHA, very anti-inflammatory. Astaxanthin, which is a fat-soluble antioxidant, very anti-inflammatory, and it's got vitamin D. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
And now salmon ceviche isn't really raw fish. It's actually cooked, but it's cooked through an acidic medium. So if you're worried about parasites or bacteria, when you make ceviche, which is a uncooked animal food, particularly fish, a lot of times it's shellfish. I don't eat shellfish.
Yeah.
Put it in lemon juice, lime juice, or apple cider vinegar. You're sort of sanitizing it, but it's really, really powerful. And it has these native or raw nutrients that really boost the body. So if you can make a raw sockeye salmon ceviche, whether you have cancer or not, it is powerful for your immune system.
I love it. Great tip here. Lemon juice, or lemons in general, lemons, both the flesh and the peel, have anti-cancer compounds. And so if we're looking at the flesh itself, there's actually some research, Jordan, in fact, we mentioned Linus Paulding yesterday, but he really believed that vitamin C was one of the most powerful antioxidants supporting immune function, fighting cancer. Also, we know there's other phytonutrients in there, such as quercetin, which has some really powerful anti-inflammatory properties. And then the peel of the lemon contains D-limonene. D-limonene has actually been shown to fight cancer. It's bitter in nature. It actually helps dry out that excess mucus and really sort of changes your internal environment that is more unfriendly to cancer cells. So we know using whole lemons, lemon juice, lemon essential oil, lemons in general have powerful cancer fighting effects.
Okay, now we're going to talk about broccoli sprout. This has actually been studied not too long ago at Johns Hopkins University for its ability to provide, I think, 18 times the cancer-fighting benefit of broccoli itself. We know cruciferous vegetables are great, but broccoli sprouts are amazing. They also help detoxify the liver and balance your hormones. So broccoli seeds in a sprouted form are truly amazing. They're a little zesty. They don't taste the same as alfalfa or clover, but they are so, so good, and they're alive, and all sprouts have antioxidant enzymes. It's a must for anyone to consume, but especially if you want to fight or prevent cancer.
Yeah, and I would say, if you're making a salad at home, look for sprouts in general. I mean, broccoli sprouts are the king of the sprouts. I mean, what Jordan said earlier, 18 times more powerful than broccoli itself. So we know that sprouts are incredible. Throw those on a salad this week. Make a superfood cancer-fighting salad. Next thing here is sauerkraut. We know that probiotics are essential to naturally boosting the immune system. And sauerkraut contains a species called Lactobacillus plantarum, which is actually really, really powerful at supporting nutrient absorption. It's great at overall helping build up those good microbes within the gut. So sauerkraut is great. And also, Jordan, it's high in, we know, organic acids. Organic acids, as we talked about earlier, you want to change the environment of your body, the pH in your stomach and your gastrointestinal tract, and really of your blood, your entire body. Organic acids are great, found in sauerkraut. Again, it has cabbage, so it's also rich in sulfur, vitamin C, many other nutrients. So again, sauerkraut, a great superfood. Get a cup a day.
Absolutely. Pomegranate is one of the royal fruits of the Bible. Here's a really cool trivia fact. Pomegranates are said, I haven't counted, to have 613 seeds.
Wow.
It is considered the royal fruit of the Bible, and there are 613 commandments or laws in the Bible, in what we call the Old Testament. So that is really cool. Pomegranates have ellagic acid. Ellagic acid is an antioxidant that actually can cause apoptosis in cancer cells, which means the programmed cell death. So causes cancer cells to kill themselves. Pomegranates are great. I love pomegranates. You don't want to eat the fruit and throw out the seed. The seed's got a lot of really great benefits. Folks, what's awesome about pomegranate, it's great on a salad. It's great in juice, but the seed is so important. So I don't recommend just drinking pomegranate juice. You're not going to get all the benefits. Buy a pomegranate and look online for how to get the seeds out, because it is kind of difficult, but you can really get some benefits from consuming it. Folks, we're talking today about the 20 cancer-killing foods that you can get in your grocery or health food store. I'm Jordan Rubin here with Dr. Josh Axe. We're here every day, but today's a special day because you and everyone you know and love can start eating these foods to tune up your body to fight the greatest enemy of our health that we have ever known. And we're only halfway through, so if you know some people that could benefit from this information, click the share button and let the world know that we are fighting cancer the old-fashioned way.
Absolutely here. Well, let's jump in. We're going to talk about one of my favorite fruits, in fact, probably my favorite fruit, and those are figs. And figs are incredible. Figs actually contain a proteolytic enzyme called ficin. It's F-I-C-I-N, which has been shown to reduce inflammation in powerful ways. Similar enzymes are found in kiwi, found in pineapple, found in papaya. So figs contain those proteolytic enzymes. Also, it's really high in antioxidants. And so these types of antioxidants that really protect the body against free radical damage. And also the seeds found in figs have actually really powerful anti-inflammatory compounds. And they're one of the best things for helping having healthy bowel movements.
Absolutely.
And really detoxing the colon, which we know detoxifying the lung or the liver and the colon especially is a great way to naturally fight cancer.
Absolutely. Watercress is not a very popular cruciferous vegetable, but it might be the best. There are at least 4 compounds that are anti-cancer found in watercress. Watercress grows in streams and springs in mineral-rich water. We have some growing on our spring on our farm. It tastes sort of like wasabi. It's very peppery, but they're growing it hydroponically. You can get it in stores, but it's awesome. Watercress used to be consumed. Years ago, we'd hear about like a watercress sandwich, but we don't much anymore. Watercress needs to be back on your table, not just as a garnish, but add it as a salad. Eat it or juice it, because watercress can help your body detoxify, help your liver function, build antioxidant enzymes, and fight cancer.
Love it. We're getting some great comments here. Somebody said apple cider vinegar with the mother, and talking about organic acids. We totally agree. Someone here, let's see, says her grandmother has a fig tree, and Indigo is saying she has her own fig tree. Lori is about to ask right now, what is chaga? We'll talk about that here in just.
We need those stickies again so people don't read ahead.
Just a second. Okay, here we go. So, all right, so we're going to talk about chaga here. Now, chaga is really, we know different mushrooms are revered in different cultures. We know reishi is revered in Chinese medicine. We know cordyceps, I believe, even more so, and probably Himalayan or sort of Indian medicine. But chaga really is, these are famously used in Russia today, and this is a great natural immune booster. I mean, we could have put any number of mushrooms on here. I guess we'll talk about it again, or these beneficial fungi. But Jordan, we talk all the time about getting beneficial bacteria and probiotics in our diet. We hear that all the time. We typically don't hear as much about getting beneficial fungi in your diet. And if you look at how powerful mushrooms can be at really cleansing the earth and how they balance out the soil, they really can do a similar thing in your body. They're also great prebiotics. They really help support the growth of probiotics within your system. And so specifically, if you know you need a natural immune boost, chaga is one of those mushrooms that's at the top of the list.
Great in a tea, absolutely. Onion sprouts. Now, you talked about quercetin. If you look back here, we've got some amazing compounds. There's curcumin and turmeric. We talked about others. Resveratrol and OPCs. We've got EGCG. We've got capsaicin, astaxanthin, D-limonene. This has a dimethylglycine, or I'm sorry, DIM is what it actually has, glucosinolates. The list goes on and on, ellagic acid. So when we come to onion sprouts, these are really onion greens. You know what's so cool about them? If onions come from seeds. Sprouting an onion seed, you eat this tiny little bit of a sprout and it tastes like an entire onion.
Wow.
Microgreens and sprouts are amazing on salads, but onion sprouts are loaded with quercetin, anti-allergy, and anti-cancer. They're delicious too. They're not easy to find, but they're worth it if you can.
Absolutely. Jordan, I was actually on a walk here the other day in Nashville and found this giant thing of turkey tail mushrooms. So we know that these are grown throughout North America.
Yeah, I think you picked one up right off the highway robbery.
There you go. You know, I should have encapsulated it. But turkey tail mushroom is really powerful here as well. So Jordan, you want to talk about turkey tail?
It's your turn.
What are some of the... Okay, I'll go ahead and I'll talk about them. So turkey tail mushrooms specifically, of all of the mushrooms out there, they're one of the best at overall strengthening your immune function. And they have some really powerful compounds. Mushrooms in general, the other thing that's important to remember about them, probably more than anything else on this list, is they work as adaptogens. They really help your body better adapt and deal with stress. And Jordan, I know we'll have to do an entire other program on this, but the amount of, if we throw out a percentage of, when people ask what causes cancer today, we know that spiritual issues, emotional stress, things from the past, these are the biggest causes of cancer along with diet. And so anytime you can eat food or take supplements that really reduce that neurological stress and cortisol levels and balance those things out, it's really important. So that's one of the things that we both love about medicinal mushrooms, whether it's reishi, whether it's cordyceps, or a great one like turkey tail, is they really have this immune modulating effect on the body as well as an adaptogenic effect on the body.
Absolutely. Turkey tail is edible, and it forms two anti-cancer drugs that are used along with chemotherapy and other treatments in Asia.
Wow.
Contains beta-glucans, glycoproteins, polysaccharides are the name of the game when it comes to mushrooms. Folks, I'm Jordan Rubin here with Dr. Josh Axe, and we are introducing the top 20 cancer-killing foods. They could be in your cabinet. They could be in your fridge.
Yep.
They should be in your freezer. They're at your grocery and health food store, and everybody needs them because guess what? You've all got cancer. Cells, that is.
Yes.
You know what I said the other day? I think that if everyone got a CAT scan every single day, everyone would have what they would diagnose as cancer probably 3 times a year. I know this is going to shake some of you up, but don't you realize people go and get a checkup and they feel great, but they got a spot on their lungs and then they're dead 6 months later? There's a pattern. They're told they have cancer.
Yep.
They become scared. They focus on cancer. They get a surgery. Chemotherapy, radiation, it's hard, folks. But the truth is your body was designed to get rid of cancer. Years ago, researchers believed that when you would have a good sort of cold flu, like a bronchitis, upper respiratory infection, that spot on your lung would be gone afterwards. How the body works. So instead of waiting for that, we are fighting back today. We're only 15 out of the 20 in. We're about to bring the ship in for a landing, but there's still time to click that share button and let people know that you are fighting cancer with food. The big guns, folks, and anyone can get any of these foods at your local grocery store, health food store, or order online. Let's do it together. It's not about wearing pink. It's not about doing a campaign. It's about simple strategies that kept people healthy for years and can keep you healthy too. And get your kids on these foods. Eat 10 of them this week. Some are beverages. Make a checklist. Make it a goal at the end of the week. Consume 10 of these foods.
Absolutely. So Jordan, next one up, you got flax seeds.
Flax seeds are great. They contain lignans, and lignans are important for breast health.
Yeah.
Now, if you're concerned about breast cancer, which so many women are, in fact, during those Stand Up to Cancer campaigns, you almost always hear about breast cancer. It almost seems like October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, not just Cancer Awareness Month. Folks, I know people that have died of breast cancer recently. We can stop it. Flax seeds are a great way to help balance the xenoestrogens in the environment. And flax has a great source of fiber that is good to reduce the incidence of colon cancer. So colon cancer and breast cancer both can be helped with flax seeds. Flaxseed oil is a key component in the Johanna Budwig cancer fighting protocol.
Absolutely here. Green mango, another incredible superfood here. There are some great studies out on, actually one Jordan was reading on insulin, actually helping balance out insulin levels. And that's something a lot of times we don't think of with cancer, but we will tell you that when you look at something that causes a lot of diseases today, it's these insulin spikes and blood sugar issues. If you can keep insulin balanced, it's one of the most important things. This is why sugar is so detrimental. One, I mean, sugar does absolutely feed certain cells within the body, can feed cancer, different types of microbes that can grow out of control, yeast and candida. But also we know sugar in general causes these insulin spikes and imbalances. So that's one of the great things about mango, is it actually contains compounds that supports that. Also, mango contains some really amazing enzymes that have anti-cancer properties, as well as it's very high in different types of antioxidants, specifically flavonoids, which help fight cancer as well.
Absolutely. And we say green mango, we don't mean a different color. It's typically the unripe mango that has more of the enzymes, the proteolytic enzymes similar to figs. So this is popularly consumed in South America, but green mango, unripe fruit, actually can have a lot of enzymes, particularly papaya and mango. I'm up on sage. Sage is so good. This is underappreciated.
Oh, absolutely.
This is a garden herb that I believe provides powerful compounds. You know how you know if something's cancer fighting? It has a distinct color and or taste.
Wow.
So if something has an amazing aroma, and I'm not talking about a cooked food, some kind of menu item or a recipe. I'm talking about something real. Sage is powerful to boost your body's antioxidant levels, fighting germs, helping your brain. It's just really awesome. And I could have put 10 different spices here, but I chose sage because it's underappreciated. Sage and basil both, but sage is really good. Consume it fresh or dried. I like fresh herbs. I'm kind of into fresh herbs right now.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, we made a Asian dish last night that was incredible, and we threw a bunch of fresh basil in there. It was absolutely awesome. Aronia berry. Now, this is a berry that is smaller than a blueberry. It's very, very dark in nature, and it has many benefits. In fact, I believe it has anthocyanins, which have really powerful anti-cancer benefits, similar to what you'd find in cranberries. Also, if you look at ORAC score, it's oxygen really radical absorption capacity. It actually has 3 times the amount of antioxidants as blueberries. And so this berry is really a antioxidant superfood. And Jordan, I'll let you talk about why are antioxidants so important in fighting cancer?
They protect your cells. And so most people that have malignancies have a deficiency in antioxidants in their diet. And so you need a plethora of colors and flavors. So if you look here, got a lot of different colors and flavors. Aronia berry is an acquired taste. It actually is also known as Indian chokeberry. Yeah. It's almost beyond bitter. It's bitter, astringent. Sometimes I call it a sore throat in a berry. Don't let that dissuade you though, because the juice is so dark. It's a good product, and the Native Americans consumed it to get to keep themselves healthy. But Aronia berry is making a comeback. Check it out. There are some products in stores with these Indian chokeberries.
Absolutely. What do you got here last?
Cinnamon is awesome. And you talked earlier about blood sugar with mango. It is really critical to keep your insulin levels balanced because excess insulin feeds cancer as well.
Wow.
In fact, we know that because a form of chemotherapy that is more of an alternative medical treatment is insulin potentiated chemotherapy. So they attach insulin molecules, really they attach sugar to the chemotherapy. They can do it in low doses because it targets cells. Remember, sugar feeds cancer cells, and it does so through the increase in insulin. So the developers of insulin potentiated therapy or chemotherapy use that to their advantage to deliver a targeted dose, much smaller amounts, less side effects. But cinnamon is awesome. Get about a half teaspoon or a teaspoon a day. Consume essential oil, supplements. I love adding it into a tea. I put a drop of cinnamon oil on my toothpaste. It's awesome. Cinnamon is an unheralded cancer fighter, but you see, not one of these are going to do it. You know what I get frustrated about is these companies come out with products. I'm going to move the screen back, and they say, Aronia berry for cancer is all you need. Or they say lemon for cancer or turmeric. You need a plethora of foods that have colors, diverse flavors, and you don't have to have cancer to benefit. If you're watching and you are 4 years old or you're 40 years old, eating these foods, consuming these beverages can transform your health. You know, food is medicine, and we can actually get excited and love the fact that we're consuming something good for us. I got really excited. My daughter Emma consumed the first fig that we ever grew on our farm. And now we have 2 fig trees. That's awesome. It is really, really exciting. And my son Joshua is working on all the different plants we're going to put in there. He found a small pomegranate. There's a type of kiwi that actually grows in Missouri. We're going to do muscadines. I'm just not going to eat too many of them, crack my teeth. How awesome is it that our future generations can grow up and consume these foods and not have to deal with the devastation, the loss, and the financial absolute devastation that cancer can cause. Cancer is a machine. It's an enemy, and we're here to fight. And I'm thankful that God created 20 great foods to fight cancer.
Absolutely. And we've covered a lot of great foods here. Of course, there's some others we could have talked about, green leafy vegetables and ginger and some other herbs as well. But here's the big thing that Jordan stated. Really, when you are making a meal, make your food your medicine. When you're making a smoothie in the morning, say to yourself, you know what, I'm going to make this smoothie to where it's going to have cancer-fighting ingredients. It's going to have bone broth. It's going to have blueberries. It's going to have flax seeds in it. Every meal, when you're doing a superfood salad for lunch, whatever it is, hey, make your meals your medicine. If you do that, you're going to be healthier for it. And we want to say we appreciate you being on mission with us. Thanks for everybody who clicked the share button. There are so many people right now who don't know what to eat. If they can simply learn more, read articles, watch videos like we've posted here, it could completely transform their overall health and their future. And this is Jordan Rubin, myself, Dr. Josh Axe, talking about the 20 best foods for beating cancer. We'll see you tomorrow. Hi, Dr. Axe here. I want to say thanks so much for checking out this YouTube video, and also don't forget to subscribe if you want to get more great content on things like herbs, essential oils, natural remedies, and how to use food as medicine. Also, check out more of our content on my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.